Welcome back to another wishlist Borderlands 3 video, and in this video I just wanted to talk about E-Techs in general because E-Techs have came up a few times in a few different categories, and I was almost going to do one of these videos for my Good, the Bad, and the Ugly series anyways, so I'm going to talk about what's right and wrong about E-Techs and what I hope they do to fix them if they bring them back, and yes, I would like to see them back. Sorry, I still got my cold going, so if my voice goes weird every now and then, that is why. So sorry about that to start with. Now, I have plasma capsules in my hand as what's right, and snipers here what's wrong, but I'm going to cover all of them. So, not every single gun variant, but just an SMG, a sniper, an AR, etc. So, to start with the SMGs of what was done right. Now, plasma casters versus a regular Maliwan SMG here. Both with a damage accessory, both in shock. The plasma caster you see has a massively increased base damage. Accuracy is hit a little bit. You have an increased magazine size, which doesn't quite make up for the fact that you have 2 ammo per shot versus 1 ammo per shot. It's not doubled, but it's increased enough where your DPS isn't kind of halted by it. The dot stuff is down, oddly enough, but with the splash damage it kind of fixes that, and you get splash damage. So as you see here, 269,000. As you see here, no skills, no bar, nothing here that would affect my damage. There's no skills, so nothing from the binder. I can't unequip the comm because my backpack is full. And a Jacob's Relic. So, right here, 269. Now you see 404 on a body shot. That is because you have 80% splash damage. Now this on a crit, 674. So you have your regular crit, you have your splash damage, and you have your increased base damage. So once again, 404, 674. Now let's go to a regular SMG. 199, no splash damage. 399. So the plasma caster does a lot more damage per shot. You're earning, there's a reason it's 2 ammo per shot here. You do a lot more damage per shot. You still have your same fire rate. You have a shallower mag because 2 ammo per shot versus 1. But this is just all goodness. You can boost the splash damage with grenade damage. It's all win, right? And E-Tech should be about adding splash damage. I think that's a good idea. Not all do it this well, though. So now we go to the snipers. Now, a Maliwan sniper compared to a Maliwan railer. So the railers have increased damage, pretty good increased damage. I don't think it's quite as good as the SMGs, but I didn't figure out the percents. I could be off there. You have slightly decreased accuracy, a big kick up in fire rate, and once again, a little bit down in shock chance. So I'm going to go with the railer first. And I'm going to dispel a fact here. So 1047 on the body. The card says 1047. So there's no splash damage on these. 2094. So these do crit. It's just that they don't have the extra critical hit damage from a sniper. See, when everything crits, you have your gun damage times 2 as the base crit formula. And then you go into your type A, B, and C. Type A is your typical crit buffs, and I covered this in the crit guide I did. So on snipers then, you would have another 100% there too. So on a regular sniper, you do base damage times 2 for the crit, and then times 2 for the 1 plus 100. Or times 2.6 for Jacobs, because of 160%. The railer, I've heard it both ways, and it's been a while since I researched it, so it either doesn't have the type A or it has an additional type C, that's actually negative 100. So it would be... No, that doesn't even work. Unless it still has Sniper 1 and that. And they would cancel each other out. God damn it, there's the cough. I'm sorry, guys. So, this does crit, but it doesn't have splash damage. So, 2094 there and 1047. So, remember those numbers. So, a regular Molly-Wand sniper does have splash damage. So, 1221 and... Whoops, that was actually not a clean crit. And 3665, it was. So 3665 versus 2094. This one does more damage with less ammo per shot. And yeah, that's stupid. So I don't know. The one thing these guns have is penetration and bullet reflection. So that's why even after I shoot him here, you can see the bullet bounce off into no man's land so it can hit another target. The problem is there's no like tracking ability on this to make it go and hit an enemy. So the chances of getting anything out of that are slim to none. So they reduced the crit by 100%. They took away the splash damage. They increased the base damage and made it cost 2 ammo per shot. This is fucking terrible. So here's the fix for these. Leave the critical hit formula alone. Leave it with the extra 100% type A. And put splash damage on these things. And then you have a winning formula. You can leave the fire rate to the original fire rates. Increasing the fire rate like that on SM or snipers just makes them ammo hogs anyways. But if you take these snipers, give them 50% splash damage, and leave the original damage alone, then they're good. You can take away the reflection and all that stuff. Just make them like plasma casters. Add splash damage, increase base damage, leave everything else alone. Happy. Everyone's happy. Now, on the Molly-Wand ones, since these already have 50% splash damage, these should have 100 or maybe 80. I don't know if you really need to double it, but leaving everything else alone, that would make them really good and really fun, and people would fucking love them. As it is, they're terrible, and they suck. Fucking god damn it, they suck. Alright. So we have right and wrong so far. Let's continue. Here we go. We got splat guns here. Do ARs next, and I'll end with pistols. How does that sound? Better sound good because I'm... Oh, I have launchers too. Those are done right. You know, I'll save those for last. End on a high note. Okay, so splat guns were kind of interesting. I like the concept, I think. But I don't think the concept is very... Well, I like the concept, I don't like the numbers. So, on these, you just have a single pellet versus multiple pellets. I didn't know what barrel to use, so I just used a matching barrel. You get increased accuracy because less pellets. You have lowered fire rate, which really blows. Lowered reload speed, that blows. Increased chance, but since it's one pellet and not 6 here, I don't really know if it's actually an increased chance. But these were kind of a fail. So because they're pure splash, they cannot crit. So that means all you get is at 701. They arc and they bounce. So you can cause self-damage. And overall, they're just not that spectacular. Now this thing, let's just go for a body shot here. 170, 681. 1021 on a body shot just landing the pellets. But when you go in here and crit, you're seeing much bigger numbers come out. 1703 being the highest. compared to this, which is always maxed out at 701. So even this, just doing body shots once you're scoped in all the way, is doing more than this. And you have a faster fire rate on this as well, a faster reload speed, and you have 10 shots, where this thing, you don't have 10 shots, you only have 5. So you just lose a ton of DPS on this thing. Now, if you have a bunch of enemies crowded up, where you can win on this thing is you have a pretty big radius there. So you can hit multiple enemies. These I'm kind of mixed on. They're close, and why I say they're close is because we have the slow hand, and the slow hand you can put a vertical prefix on it, which fixes that damage. You also increase the fire rate, which helps that. Although that might be part of the vertical grip, which increases that. But they're close. So what I would like on these is, 1, don't lower the fire rate. 2, just make them automatically spawn with 2 to 3 pellets. And then a vertical grip you could put you up to 4 to 5 pellets. And that way you can get the good damage out of them without needing the vertical grip, which you can't even get on this gun currently. And just do that and they're kind of fixed. They're okay at that point. You don't need them to be able to crit, because with multiple pellets and leaving the base damage alone, that's the other thing. Don't lower that base damage because you add in pellets, Gearbox. Don't do it. Because the slow hand, like I said, slow hand with a vertical grip is so good. But without a vertical grip, it's not very good. You don't have to make it exactly like the slow hand. You can leave the other stuff alone. But, like I said, if you just make it ×3, then we're in business. Because then it's putting out enough damage to be worthwhile. And you can do other cool things with it. But, also flat out splash damage. But that's another topic for another video. So that's shotguns. They're oh so close. They just need a multiplier on the pellets. And maybe leave the fire rates alone. I would also love to see a Jacobs splat gun. I know Jacobs shouldn't make them, but I think it'd just be cool as fuck to see like a coach gun splat gun. Yes, it wouldn't be a coach gun, it would be a single barrel, but what the fuck ever. So next we have assault rifles. So assault rifles here, you see, you just kind of get a general stat boost here on pretty much everything except for fire rate and reload. And that's good to start with. It's promising. Now let's look at the damage. So on a body shot, 338. So no splash damage on these. 250. So this, 416. 398. 338. So the problem with the assault rifles is they double down on the Type C critical hit boost, or critical hit penalty. See, ARs normally have a 20% penalty. So normally it'd be 250 times 2, which would give you 500, but you get 416. Now on this one, 338 to 398, it's even smaller. In fact, you do less on a crit than a regular Vladoff. And that's the crappy balancing here. It's really annoying. And with that, I don't know why the hell they are 2 ammo per shot when you actually do less on a crit than you do with a regular Vladoff AR. And they didn't add splash damage to them. If they added splash damage to this, I could actually understand the double crit penalty. And the saddest thing on these ones, if you're Sal and you dual wield, you literally do less on a critical hit than a body shot because you double up that penalty. I think Krieg's Pain and Power stacked with these guns can also do that, which is just ridiculous. Now, once again, they have the stupid bullet reflection penetration stuff, which rarely works in practice. Maya's about the only one that can get use out of it with chain reaction. Maybe a little bit zero bore, but not much. I guess gauge a little bit as well. But it's not enough to make it worthwhile. So to fix these, add splash damage, leave the crit alone, and you're good. They'll be really good. Maybe you have to balance down some of the other stats then. And also that magazine is barely an increase. I mean, it's actually a decrease because 2 ammo per shot, but... But yeah, in these, I would just take away the double crit penalty, and... yeah, you're good. Add splash damage. And then take away the bullet reflection if you need to. If that's OP at that point, take it away. Just make all the E-techs kind of similar. You know, add splash damage. So now we move on to pistols, and pistols make me angry. So let's see, we've got 3 here. We've got the dart, the spiker, and the regular. So let's start with the dart. You have increased base damage, lowered accuracy, lowered fire rate, and the other dot shit. But this isn't all actually true. So, which one was that? Was that the opposition? So, dart. Let's shoot you. So, you have this delay before it blows up after it hits the enemy. 613. Now I'm going to shoot him in the head. You see it's on his head. You can't crit. It's pure splash damage. Now, once again, it has that stupid bouncing around crap that no one cares about if you miss. So, 613. Let's shoot him on the body. Well, that's the wrong gun. 761, because you have 80% splash damage on this thing. So, you actually do less damage with the spiker. On a crit, you do way less damage, like almost half as much damage as this thing. Now, this is 3 ammo per shot. And a regular Molly 1 pistol is 2 ammo per shot. And if you have a double accessory, it's 6 ammo per shot. And it does less damage per shot. You have... let's really look at this. You have less damage per shot on both a body and a crit. You have a slower fire rate. And you have a smaller magazine size. How is that at all good? Now, on a spiker, you have the same stats on a spiker and a dart, essentially, but the fire rate's a little bit better for some odd reason. But it's still not good. 2.5 to 1.7. So on this... oh, whoops. It's the dart that's homing. Okay. I should back up. So these ones are supposed to be homing, where they're going to go around and find the enemy and then blow up. But... you know, it's not guaranteed or anything. So, the spiker... which one am I? I get confused. These are all so bad. So the spiker has a delayed hit. So it goes into the guy, stops for a while, and then blows up. And like the other one, it cannot crit. You see it's in his head, 613. But this one does not kind of seek in and go around. But look at that delay is so bad. So once again, you don't instantly damage the enemy. You do less damage and less DPS. There is no upside to this gun. It doesn't even have a big splash radius. So again, just treat pistols, unless you have a cool idea, treat pistols like you do SMGs. Add splash damage, and now in the case of Molly 1, you already have splash damage. Just make it bigger splash damage. You know, these have 80 do 100% on the E-Tech one, and then, you know, increase damage, leave critical hit alone, have it actually have a pellet, and you win. You have really good guns. Another thing they could do with E-Techs is one of the only cool Iridian guns from BL1 was the... God, what was it? It was that like kind of shotgun lightning gun where it just kind of caused like an aura of lightning damage to a massive area. I can see you doing that with like shotguns or pistols. Have it shoot out like this big, short pulse aura that would hit enemies. But as they are terrible. So let's just end on a happy note. Where is it? Oh, I can't even end on a happy note because I screwed up and I didn't bring the E-Tech version. Way to go, Dirch. That's right, I'm starting to cough anyways. So, that would be my fix for E-Techs. On the snipers, take away the penetration of the bullet bounce, and just add splash damage. Leave the critical hit alone. On ARs, add splash damage, take away the bouncing, leave the critical hit alone. On pistols, just give them the same treatment as the other two. Make them just like plasma casters. Shotguns are a cool idea. I like them a lot, but just have them start with a ×3. Leave everything else alone. Maybe don't lower the fire rate. And they're really cool. And then that'd be awesome to see them back. And that's it, everyone. So thanks for watching once again. And I will see you later. Bye.